The ape, cousin to man, wild beast, and video game star. A known hoarder of bananas and solid gold animal statues, this majestic creature swings carefree through the jungle, ensuring to treat the local flora and fauna with the care and respect that this delicate ecosystem requires. The alpha male grows restless when left alone and seeks companionship with smaller, lesser primates. Making up for his smaller stature, this young male must exhibit extraordinary feats of athleticism and showmanship to compete with the size and wardrobe of the larger in the troop. Faced with many natural enemies and obstacles, these majestic creatures navigate through all manner of landscapes. The biggest threat to their survival? A lack of bananas. And who do we blame? This guy. There's one thing this psychopathic crocodile didn't factor in though. This dynamic young duo will fight till the end for those juicy sweet bananas. There's something to be learned from these sublime apes, for aren't we all seeking our own form of juicy sweet reward in one form or another? In this humble YouTuber's opinion, yes. Yes we are. Now, let us seek the fruit that is the knowledge of video games and leave these gentle primates to their peace. Hello friends and welcome to another quick MarioMayhem.com video. Today it's time to jump into a moving barrel and high-five your ape buddy as we explore the second best-selling SNES game ever that has sold over 9 million copies worldwide. So sit back, watch out for Kremlings, and enjoy as we explore 10 Donkey Kong Country facts. Number 10. We are all familiar with the blue and purple claptraps, but there are actually 3 more colours hiding unused. Critter also has a hiding purple variation, and the Zinger enemies also have a purple and blue colour palette that goes unused, but remains in the game's data. Number 9. The crocodile-like enemies known as Kremlings were actually being developed for another of Rare's projects at the time. The development team found them to be a good fit with the art style of Donkey Kong Country though, and well, the rest is history. Rareware employee Kevin Bayliss has gone on the record and stated that the game they were originally planned for was a Battletoads game. Number 8. For a while there, it was rumoured that Shigeru Miyamoto actually disliked Donkey Kong Country. The rumour going around was that Shigeru had said that Donkey Kong Country proves that players will put up with mediocre gameplay as long as the art is good. An interview with IGN later clarified that these rumours were false and that he did like the game and even worked closely with Rare to develop it. Number 7. Early beta footage of Donkey Kong Country shows that the banana counter was planned to go beyond the usual 2 digits. I'm guessing it would have been too hard collecting hundreds of bananas for an extra life, or their idea for banana use changed before the final release. Number 6. There are a couple of neat ways to access debug menus in Donkey Kong Country. At the File Select menu of the game, enter down, 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 A-R-B-Y, down, A-Y, then select to access a sound test menu for the game. Using the Game Genie, you can also access this camera collision debug mode. These seemingly random numbers and letters actually relay things like camera coordinates, collision box locations, and even DK's current sprite. There are also other debug modes like using an action replay code to access a weird free movement debug tool. It makes all the enemies freeze in place and the player can move around freely with the control pad. Number 5. Next time you're visiting Funky Kong, take a closer listen to the soundbite that goes, "Hi-ya!" This little addition is actually sampled from a song by The System called The Pleasure Seekers. Number 4. There are a couple of differences between the PAL version of the game and the Japanese release. Most of the time, games are made easier for the Western release, however the Japanese version of Donkey Kong Country is one of the few games that is actually easier than its PAL counterpart. The Japanese version features less enemies and more DK barrels, making completion a little less stressful. The title screens of the games are also different. The PAL version shows Donkey and Diddy swinging on a rope, whilst the Japanese version, called Super Donkey Kong, shows both Donkey and Diddy hanging out with Espresso, Squawks, and Rambi, with a few enemies lurking in the background. Number 3. I can't be the only one that enjoyed the name Jungle Hijinks for the first level of the game. In an earlier version of Donkey Kong Country, this level was actually known as Jungle Japes. Even though the name was changed, it wasn't forgotten and was reused for the first level of Donkey Kong 64. Number 2. Diddy Kong was originally planned to be the Donkey Kong Jr. character from previous games. However, with Rare's redesign of the character, Nintendo felt that he looked too different from the original DK Jr.'s appearance. Nintendo gave Rare the choice of either reworking the design to fit with the old character look or rename him. Rare opted for a name change and thus Diddy Kong was born. Interestingly, Diddy was nearly known as Dinky Kong, but the name was dropped for legal reasons. Other name choices for this troublemaker included Titchy Kong, DK Light, and even Diet DK. Sounds refreshing. Number 1. Ending with number 1, it seems fitting to dedicate some time to Cranky Kong. After all, Cranky is actually the Donkey Kong seen in the original arcade and NES game. That's right, the DK you play as in Donkey Kong Country is actually Cranky's grandson. The intro of the game is also a hat tip to this era, with Cranky standing on the red girders from the original game. The background music is also from the NES and arcade classic. Cranky Kong has become an iconic character for the series. However, early in development he was planned to be much nicer. Some of this earlier Cranky is still found on the game's cartridge in some unused dialogue. Some of these gems include, "Hey, can you spare your old pappy a banana? Diddy boy, where's Donks?" And, "It's about time you visited your frail old grandpa." Self-loathing. It's hard to believe such poetry didn't make it into the final version of the game. Anyway, that's it for today, friends. I hope you enjoyed these 10 random Donkey Kong Country facts and trivia bits. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends, and we'll see you soon.